What's going on, Langrisser players? This is Predator NX. I'm going to be kind of doing a guide on Leviar today, level 65 Leviar, with the new hero Renne, who's part of the Dark faction as well. Alright? My party is going to consist of Renne from the Dark faction, Lana, and Bozell. Alright? Three of the biggest mage damage dealers. Alright, my other party is going to consist of two healers, which is Tiaras and Liana. And in this, you pretty much will have damage every turn to Leviar, no matter who he puts his buff on. I'm going to try to do more of a showcase on Renne, if possible, if the RNG goes right for me. So let's get started. Alright, so before I was using Luna and stuff like that, we're switching to Renne. Alright, and her skills that I will be using will just pretty much be, I guess, Shadow Spear, you can kind of say. This will be one of her main damage units. We'll test this out to see how much damage Renne can actually do if she can pull this off. And Calamity Throw. Calamity Throw is going to be used, let's say, if Bozell and Lana have to retreat and can't get any damage in a turn. This skill has a 7 range. So you can actually sit outside Leviar's range and still hit him with that skill to where he does not get the buff where if he's not attacked, he gets a bonus to damage. So I will show you on the best techniques that we can go about to use this. So first we're going to change Bozell's skills. We're going to want his faction buff. And we're going to go with that and that. So he has single target damage. Renne has her single target damage. The downside is that she doesn't have heals for it. But that's why we have Tiaras and Liana as well. And then down here I have Lana. When you're fighting Leviar with Lana, you're going to want to remove any AoE damage and definitely go with Magic Defense Intimidate, which will also help against Leviar. With no matter what mage you go with, you will get extra damage with Lana, with the defense of reducing the magic defense of Leviar by 20% with that one. And the great thing with Renne is even also when she's battling with an enemy with a debuff, her intellect defense and magic defense increases. And she also does a random debuff. Alright? And then we have Bozell with all of his that has a chance to do a random debuff. So it's going to be a lot of debuffing going on Leviar to make her Renne Annihilation come into effect. If you don't want to use Tiaras and you kind of want to use more Renne, I suggest going with Sophia and her Rewind, which will also be very key on using it on those skills as well. If anything comes around, I will actually go this one with using her with strengthen and heal, because you don't really need to heal that much when it comes to Leviar if Bozell and Lana are your two main focus on damage. So Got everybody in position. Skills are alright. Let's get started. Alright. The first thing that you're going to want to do is
何をしてるのか分かってい
take
るのか
Bozell. Let me turn the voices off. Take Bozell, move him down, faction buff him. Alright. Then, bring in Lana. Attack with her Blizzard. Alright. Two debuffs already on Leviar, which is a magic defense, and damage taken is plus 20%. So less magic damage and more damage taken already on him before we even get out of the battle, out of the first round. Alright? And then with Renne, what you're going to want to do is, because she can't really attack getting into the zone too much right here. So we could still go down here because Leviar will still attack Lana. If you really wanted to, you could use this skill to add another debuff, but we're not going to really need that right now, and I'll show you why. So we will put her right there. Alright, and of course she put a siphon on him to lower his magic defense by 30%. So now we've lowered his defense even more. So then what we're going to want to do is bring Sophia to Lana. Cast again on her. Alright. And then take that. Dark Reaper onto Leviar. Alright, now we have 3 buffs. Alright. I'm not going to use Rewind right now because I want to get Renne into the 2 range to use it on Leviar to show the potential damage. Alright. Her intellect with Bozell's buff and everything right now is 1273. My Lana's is almost 1500 intellect. And then, of course, my Bozell's magic defense and intellect is pretty decent as well. So what we're going to end up doing is casting, which I should have probably have done before I did anything, but cast Strengthen on Lana. If he doesn't use his debuff on her, we got nothing to worry about. She'll end up doing more damage. Alright, and of course he will always attack Lana. Alright, so we got real lucky here. Alright. So what we're going to want to do is, right now he only has 2 debuffs. So we want to move Bozell in first. Cast his Dark Reaper. Alright. And I'm doing this just to show how much damage he just did. Boom. Right there. We already have 3 debuffs on Leviar. Damage dealt decreased, damage taken is 20%, which is nice. Alright. Now we have with Renne, we have those 3 debuffs right there already. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in range. And with this skill, if the enemy has 3 or more debuff statuses, the attack reduces the enemy's magic defense by 100% and the enemy cannot counter, which means she can't get attacked. So we're going to cast that to see how much damage we're going to do to Leviar when he has 0, or it should at least bring it down to 0 magic defense. Alright? with Renne. Alright. That was quite a bit of damage there already. And mind that we're only on turn 2 already on Leviar. Alright. And she didn't take any damage. No matter even if she wasn't... it would have been better to have her fully healed. But I'm showing you that even when she's not fully healed, that you can use that skill on them and she won't die. And we still have Lana. So if what we could do, now that we've used her skill and she doesn't have her skill, is we could use the rewind, because that might kill Lana. So we're gonna do that and do that. Killing Sophia doesn't really matter because Leviar won't survive another turn really. And then with Lana, and what you didn't see before is that when Renne attacked, it did lower his magic defense all the way down. So she did full damage. That was 41, I do believe it was 41,000 damage she did with that skill. Alright. Now we're going to use Lana's Dark Reaper, which, ignores 30% of the enemy's defense as well. Alright. And we're going to use that as well. And with that, only did 39,000. And that was with a crit as well with Lana. So, of course she took the damage right there. Alright, and in this situation, it isn't going to really matter what you do because he's dead. You could attack even with everybody pretty much gone because you'll still have one unit left. But right there, I wanted to show you on, how strong Renne could be against Leviar. And if you don't have like a third decent unit, you can always definitely use Renne and stay back from range. If you don't want to get close with her, definitely use her Calamity if your other units have to retreat to heal. Use her to use her Calamity to put some more debuffs on the enemy as well. So, I will kind of show you my gear for Renne as well on what she's using. Alright, this is my Renne. Currently, she is only in 4th for power, so she's not too bad, I guess. Mine's 5 stars. Alright, I have her fully mastered. But this is the equipment that I have on her. I'm using the Secret Art Staff, alright, which is damage increased by 15% when casting single target skills. She's all about single target skills. She doesn't have really any AoE skills. So if you don't have any good SSR, this right here is definitely going to help her out a lot. And I got a decent roll when I had this weapon. I had this weapon on Lana before she got some gear, which I got a 14% intellect increase, which is always nice. And this is my old Galaxy cloak I had on I think it was Lana or Bazella had it on. So I switched it over to her, so she at least has a decent, SSR gear, which is giving her the hit point bonus, decent amount of hit points and intellect. And then of course I had Warlock's Hood, which is nice for her because which casted on Leviar is reduces the magic defense of one enemy within 3 blocks by 30%. It only lasts 1 turn. So there's multiple ways if you didn't want to really use like Lana, and if you have Warlock's Hood, you can kind of use Renne to use her skills if you're in range to do quite a bit of debuffs as well to lower the magic defense. And then when Lana uses hers to do another magic defense buff, you can really, really, really lower Leviar's defense to where you can just pound him with your mages. And then, of course, I have Holy Ring because this is what my Lana uses in PvP. So I put it on Renne because my Lana uses uh, other gear. Um, Unfortunately, she is using the magic buff, which increases her intellect by another 5%. Skill damage is increased by 10%. You know, that I'm more focused on doing the damage with her skills. Is this probably one of the a good enchant for? It's a matter of opinion. Her drawback when fighting other things is she has no range really, like Bozell, Lana, and some of your other mages, and movement. You know, she's that's her drawback is she's a close range uh, counter mage, pretty much. I guess you can kind of say. And of course, you know, with her, I have her sorceress as her soldiers. Um, Dark Reincarnation has a lot of mages, a lot of demons and stuff like that. Keep her in the demon class just because it gives her more bonuses, and always remember her Angel of Death skill when entering battle with an enemy with a debuff. Her intellect defense and magic defense increases by a percentage. Mine's currently at 11%. And if I ever get her to 6 stars, from what I've heard, is that this goes to 2 random debuffs, which will be nice. But I will show you guys later how a little bit more in like PvP on how this skill right here will work, uh, and how you want to kind of combine it with the Calamity Throw. Uh, and then I will definitely show you on some Leddens to see how much damage her Shadow Spear can actually do to a decent Ledden with uh, good magic defense. Uh, I'm pretty sure the person I got to help volunteer for it has over 500 base magic defense. So we will see how well that goes against and how much damage she could actually do by herself. And when I go to do that, I will also uh, show when it comes to flyers because there's a lot of flyers and definitely popping up in arena as well. So he has a very powerful Ultimir. So I'll kind of show you maybe a little bit on the flyers as well if once I talk to him a little bit more on maybe using his Ultimir and his Ledden to show these two skills off, and then also show how much more uh, damage you can actually do to him with Renee's Annihilation. Uh, uh, I think that's pretty much about all I want to say. Oh, I was going to do a dragon as well, but I don't want this to get too long. I will make a separate one on the ice dragon. I only got one left to show you how much she can actually do to an ice dragon as well with a bunch of debuffs. In that one, I will probably end up switching my Lana's gear to oops, switching my Lana's gear and probably giving her Blue Moon for more intellect, and then giving her probably Odin's Battle Helm as well. She could probably give her star earrings as well. The only thing she can't equip though is the Black Bride because that's my Lana's specialty item. But I will show you a different video on the ice dragon. I'll try to do a little bit more of these guides on different heroes and skills in certain situations that are very useful, maybe in uh, timeless trials. You know, show you what what to do in those with certain skills depending on what you're facing, and guild wars as well. Like when it comes to certain things, I'll probably maybe try to do my dark team with her in it to show what she can kind of do on a level 65 dark faction. I know quite a bit of the things that it has all different types of, like flyers and stuff like that. So maybe I'll kind of do a couple of videos over time while this is still active with Renne to show the kind of damage that Renne can actually dish out if you actually have her right. But I will say try to get things going for the next video to kind of show you guys a little bit more on her. Uh, Till then, if you guys want to see maybe any other heroes on certain skills and stuff like that, I eventually will do one on Angelina as well. She's a very unique as well type character. Um, as you can see, I have pretty much almost all the heroes but one hero, which I cannot seem to ever get. I've tried for him so many times, and it is Leon. I have played this game since day one, and he's the one character that I cannot seem to pull for some reason. So a lot of my strategies have been based off of not using Leon, which is probably why when you look at my heroes, I am a little different compared to most. Bozell, Ledin, Lana. Currently, I did have the number one Freya. She's a number two, Freya at the moment, and my Elwyn, and then of course now my Renne is right behind her, uh, right behind him in power. But you can see I'm very, I guess, mage, uh, power wise, very strong in mages. Two tanks in my top five as well. So I rely a lot on these pretty much these two characters are my bread and my butter, where I've come to with up a lot of strategies on using them. And Tiaras is my main healer. I use her more than I use Liana, because I rely on her a lot to for my letting and my healing up my mages towards in different situations. I don't need to really use like Lana's Dark Reaper. I can go more AOE based if I have Tiaras in the group. But I'll get into more details with other videos. If you guys are interested in seeing any of my other heroes on skills or whatever, uh, I have a I can always level up a lot of my heroes that I don't use if you want to see the type of skills they have in action, and probably the best skills to use on them. Alright, this is Predator NX out. I will see you guys next time. Thank you.